Hey, I'm Undrai Fizer. I hope you're doing well. I just want to talk to a lot of you who are into creative business. You are involved in creative vision from the work of your hands. You are launching out to do something on your own. And I just want to speak to you new launchers and you new steppers of faith that are moving into new dynamics of business and creativity. I just wanted to share a few things which I've been doing this a long time, okay? And I've lived and got married and raised a family from this creative prowess, and hopefully I could be a help to you too. Always remember that you are connected to a vine. Always remember that you are the offspring of the vine. You receive everything from the vine. Whatever you need comes from the vine. Jesus said that he's the vine and you're the branch. Never forget that you're a branch, number one. Never forget that you are a branch. All of your needs are met from the branch and not from what you create with your hands. All of your needs are met from the branch and not what you create from your hands. And sometimes we can grow frustrated and we get fret because we are looking at what our hands are establishing, and we can forget that we are offspring of a branch, that our needs are met through the branch. Am I making sense? And sometimes we can forget that we are a branch, and we can grow frustrated evaluating our potency and power through what we produce through our hands. So if you are a creative business person, forget business. All of us engage in business, whether we work for somebody or not. So we need to change that narrative of business as though you're the CEO. If you are an employee, you are a CEO of that space of time. If you are an employee, you are the CEO of that particular space and time. So every one of us are in business, whether we work for ourselves, from ourselves, or for someone else. Am I making sense? And so while you are managing and stewarding time, never forget that you are part of a vine. So sometimes we look at our bottom line to see how well we are doing according to our customers, when really you have to see how well you are doing as a branch. How many of you have recovered and recognized your net worth as a branch, not as an owner of a company? Because if you look at how much money you made as the owner of a company, you're going to be discouraged because maybe your company isn't making your desired amount yet. And so you're going to be discouraged because you are looking at your bottom line through the viewpoint of the way the world looks at business. And if you're going to be a person that's functioning from the kingdom, I think we kind of use a buzzword, kingdom and stuff like that. But if you're going to be an offspring of God, you can't use the Excel form or the Excel sheet that common earthlings use when it comes to evaluating the success of what you're doing. You have to see yourself as a branch. So first of all, recognize your net worth as a branch connected to the vine. Because if you are looking at your company as the source of your existence or effectiveness, and you didn't make any money this month, you're going to lose your mind. You're going to lose your mind, and because you are gauging your company the way everyone else does. So your consciousness, if you've been reading my post read my post that I've been talking about, especially in business. My net worth is defined by the hands that created it. My net worth is defined by the hands that created me, and not by the temporary things made by my hands. And some of us, we look at our net worth based on what's in the bank. But your net worth is based on the hands that created you and how you steward those hands. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. And you need to understand this also. I wrote this early this morning. You need to understand this also. There are customers, and there are clients, and then there are those who are called to you. You need to know how to differentiate the two. You need to know how to differentiate the difference between someone looking and someone who purchases your product. And just because someone purchases your product don't mean that they are following you. And then you need to know the difference between people who are following your life. See, that'll help you separate product and impartation. That'll help you understand the difference between your product, your services, and your impartation. See, if you go to my website and I say schedule an appointment, there are products and services that cost quite a bit of money. And then there are people who want the impartation. And sometimes we get frustrated because when we are ministers and ambassadors who are business governors, do we know when to impart and do we know when to sell? And so that's something that you have to master. Is this a selling moment or an impartational moment? Because if you're gauging your life according to your customers and clients, then you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be frustrated because it's going to seem like you don't have any clients. And then you're going to be wanting to know the secrets of how to get people to come and buy from you. When really it may be your season of imparting something, not selling nothing. Those of you who have companies, do you know when it's the season to impart or if it's the season to sell? Because if you're bent on a season to sell, you're going to be highly disappointed if you are not getting any contracts in a certain month. And then you're going to be looking for something else to do. You're going to say, the Lord gave me this business. And then when there are no customers, you're going to stop that business and do something else. So you need to look at the difference. Are you trying to attract people to support you to stay alive? Or are you the first client and the first customer and the first disciple of this vision? Because people hear me say that, and it seems like it doesn't have a formula or a system to it. It's because if we are from the kingdom, we can't measure our kingdom dynamic according to the systems according to the financial class and the financial systems of the earth. Because in the financial systems of the earth and the economic classes of the earth, you have middle class, you have the wealthy, you have the middle class, you have the poor, you have millionaire and billionaire. And whenever we speak blessings, we say, I'm a kingdom millionaire or I'm a billionaire. But did you know when you say you're a millionaire or a billionaire, you're still speaking portion? You're not speaking wealth. You're still speaking a great portion, a great part. You're not speaking all, you're speaking a part. But when we function as the divine offspring of God, don't you know that you and I have divine universal access? I'm an accessionaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a billionaire. I am an accessionaire, which means the Father has granted me total access to every energy form, every physical or energy form that I need to accomplish my assignment. How many of you know that you are a divine universal accessionaire to every physical and energy form necessary for your purpose? Every form of energy I need, in any form, I have a complete access to. And so that's more than being a millionaire. That's more than being a billionaire. As a matter of fact, when you are an accessionaire, the IRS can't penalize you or take anything from you or put you in a certain class, because being an accessionaire means you have transcended the financial class of the earth. Am I making sense to you? And can you hear me? Yeah. Is the systems right? I'm not choppy, right? Can you guys hear me clear? Oh, yeah. When you are an accessionaire, you have transcended. You have transcended millionaire, billionaire. You have access, unlimited access to whatever physical or energy form necessary to help you accomplish what you do. So you need to steward that consciousness. You have to steward it. You have to steward this. This just can't be for your idea. This is for life. This is the currency for life. You're a branch to the vine. So if you're discouraged, if your company didn't make any money, and you say, "See, Lord," and you are a branch connected to a vine, praying for resources, you really haven't understood that you're a branch on the vine. All of us have tripped up in this area. All of us say, I'm a branch on the vine feeling poor. I'm a branch on the vine feeling broke. If you're a branch, how did you come up with the mentality to feel broke and incomplete if you're a branch? So we're not understanding something. I think we're taking the verses of the Bible and the scriptures, and we're playing with them, and we're making devotions out of them, but you're not looking at the power of the mind. How can I feel incomplete if I'm a branch? How can I feel broke if I'm a branch on the vine? And he's not talking branch of salvation and spiritual and saved and prayer. If I'm a branch and he's the vine, whatever the vine has, I have. And we got to be careful being a branch, having a business, because after a while we will psychologically and innately disconnect from the power of the vine so we can live from the power of our business. And then before you know it, you're looking at people as prospective customers, and you're not looking at people as legacy. You're looking at them as customers and clients and people on the bottom line. I know people in ministry who saw me and they spoke well of me and good to me, that have been watching you and good, just so I could be a part of their financial network. And then after a while, they can't say nothing to you because you work just an increase of a monthly check. And people could say whatever, but whenever people become nothing but a monthly check, you done lost your power to impart into them. Oh, you may use kingdom strategies and words to attract new people and try to connect them to personal poverty and say, if you want to dream big, look at your money. But no, if you want to dream big, look at your identity. Your dreams, if the dreams of your life are connected to what you have in the bank, that you're not dreaming, you're still sleeping. You just want a vacation. If the dreams of your life are only based on what you got in the bank, then we're poor. But if your dreams are based on the furtherance and the power of your identity, then we are an enlightened people. Am I making sense to you? And so you got to remember that. You got to remember there is a difference between customers, people who just look, clients, people who purchase your services, and followers, people who want to follow your life, people who are attracted to the impartation of your life. Because the clients will buy your ingredients, but those who follow you know your secret. Clients will purchase your services and buy your products, but who's receiving your impartation to know your secrets? It's a big difference, guys. It's a big difference. Clients, there's a big difference between purchasing my services and my products and divine impartation. And we need to know the difference when it's time to impart and when it's time to sell. How many of you have mastered knowing when it's time to sell and when it's time to impart? Because the spirit of our companies, of our ministries, of our ambassadorships is awakened when it's time to impart, not when it's time to sell. See, we got to understand the difference. We have to understand the difference, guys, especially those of us who are the offspring of God, who have companies, because after a while we could be caught up with the selling and the marketing of our company. But what about the impartation of our spirits? Have we made impartation impoverished revelational skills? Is impartation still a treasurable investment? Or impartations free? Because the receiver of the impartation determines the economic value and the psychological value of the impartation. I could sell an answer, but you can't sell an impartation. I can sell a product, but I can't sell an impartation. And some of you are not in need of a service. You're in need of an impartation, which will transcend the economical value of whatever product or services we render. You understand what I'm saying? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. This is a powerful precept, not just concept. This is a powerful precept, especially those of us who are divine offsprings, who happen to have creative businesses. Because you need to understand the difference between your customer, your clients, and your proteges. Clients will always buy your ingredients, but they don't know your secret. And see, your secret is what keeps you going, not your ingredients. Know when to sell. Know when to sell and know when to impart. Have you mastered that? And once again, I'm going to repeat this. You are a branch connected to a vine. If the slowness of your business is frustrating you, you've forgotten that you're part of a vine, that your monthly contributions or daily bread does not come from your company, it comes from your vine. Your company is giving you the power to govern your potential so you can see how to maximize space and time. Your company is a lab to determine how to make moves, how to treat people, how to govern the invisible. But you are connected to the vine. And if you feel broke because your company didn't bring a certain amount of money in this month or this week, you forgot that you were a branch. Your source is the vine you're connected to. Your source is not your bottom line. We live from a different stratosphere. The kingdom should not be measured the way Excel sheets are. The kingdom is not just some super puffy something. The logistics are different. The audience is different. The energy is different. The numbering system is different. Jesus impacted the entire world after losing 58 clients in one day. He only had 12 consistent followers left, and one of them committed suicide. So he shifted the earth's tone through 11 people in 3 years of sowing into them. And his company and his life is still expanded. So we need to copy our brother. And we need to copy our brother and not subject our brother to the same Excel sheets and financial acumens of the earth. We need to copy our brother. The kingdom is not a Sunday morning situation. It's a higher level. It's a different earth. And the earth that we are trying to do business in is uncalibrated. This earth has forgotten herself. And a forgotten earth can only do human business. But once we remind the earth of who she is, she will begin to release the energy forms necessary for what you are doing. This earth has forgotten who she was because she was made subjected to foolishness from the first governors. So this earth, as it is in heaven, on earth as it in heaven, this earth isn't able to handle what she used to handle, because she forgot herself. So this earth can only conduct the business of men, but the kingdom conducts the business of gods. It's a big difference. This earth can only conduct the financials of human beings, but the kingdom conducts the financials of gods. Am I making sense? So we're trying to mix the two. We're trying to get the earth to okay the kingdom. We're trying to get a dead earth to okay the kingdom. And you can't get the earth to okay the kingdom. You can't get the earth to say yes to the kingdom. Do you follow what I'm saying? We're in a different stratosphere. This is a different situation. And this is not just a play on words. And this is not just a philosophy. I need you to know that. Those of you who are a part of this holy nature and this peculiar priesthood, this holy nature, I need you to realize that you can't measure your governance to the same practicalities of an earth that forgot herself. Am I making sense, guys? You're part of a branch. You're a vine. You're a branch connected to the vine. And that's how it is. Your net worth is determined by the hands that created you and not by the temporary things you made with your hands. Making sense? There's a difference between customers, clients, and those who follow your life. Know the difference. Know when to sell. Know when to impart. Maybe you're in an audience awaiting impartation and not a sales pitch. You need to discern this audience need an impartation. They don't need to buy nothing. And then you need to know when you're in an audience that needs to pay for your services. Know the difference. A proper governor knows when it's time to sell and when it's time to impart. Am I making sense? I'm Undrai Fizer. Thanks.